Hi Aquarius, welcome to your month ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. If you are not on my mailing list, you are not getting the the Monday Magic Tarot Tidbit, which is a motivational message and email from me and the tarot to get you fired up for your Monday and your week ahead. So also, I just want to let you know the winter solstice alignment activation session is up and out there. You can book that now. It happens on the 21st of December and spaces are filling up fast and they are quite limited. It's going to really set you up for the year ahead, and let's be honest, 2020 with that conjunction looming overhead is going to be a very interesting year indeed. So with that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help us on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So let's see what September 2019 has in store for us. What are our actions and interactions with the world at large saying this month? And this month we get the Six of Wands, right? So this is about us celebrating the daily wins. And this is also about us coming into that moment. Now, the thing is with Aquarius, we're quite logical, right? We do things by, we usually deal with the facts. We kind of look at things straight up. Very often though, Aquarius isn't in the realm of blowing their own trumpet or saying, this is what I'm good at. We're very aware of what our strengths and our weaknesses are, right? And very often we don't talk too much about our strengths because we don't want to seem boastful. So we talk about things, in as balanced as possible way as we can, right? But this month you've got the Six of Wands as your actions and interactions. This is what you do. It's how you show up in the world. It's what your plans are, what your actions are, the things that you want to do. And the Six of Wands is victory, it's success, but it's those things on a smaller scale. It's like a victory procession when somebody comes home after a successful quest or something of that nature. This is about winning. It's about coming out on top. But it also represents, living life and saying, you know what, I'm going to celebrate the small wins. Okay, so this month I made more money. Excellent. Like not necessarily the grandiose things. It's about being present in the moment, being grateful for the things that you have now, and also noticing those smaller scale wins that end up adding up to a bigger whole, which is, really a good place to be in. And it also talks about being seen. It talks about putting yourself out there to say, yes, you know what, I am good at this. Yes, I am the person that you should choose. I am the person that you should give this opportunity to. And that's what leads me on to the next thing. There's something this month shaping up where you're kind of looking at it, and usually you would allow things to kind of take its own course. But the feeling that I get from this is almost like this month you're saying, no, I've got my eye on a very specific prize and I'm going for it. I know I am the person that's meant to have that. I know I'm the person that's meant to achieve that. So it's kind of like you're not leaving anything to chance. You're not leaving anything to luck. You are going for it. And you're saying to yourself, you know what, and the world as well, I am the right person for this job, for this loan, for this grant, whatever it is that, that it is you're personally going for. And you're ready and willing to demonstrate and to shout from the rooftops if you need to, I am the person that you're looking for this. So, awesome way to start off the month. Let's have a look, see at our money and our materials. That feels good. All right, so we've got the Two of Pentacles, making good grounded decisions this month when it comes to money, looking at the budget, being sensible, weighing things up. Because you've got this next to the Six of Wands, this means that money is going to be a success this month, right? You will have an upswing in your finances and a victory in some way, shape or form. Now, because it is the Two of Pentacles, what you also need to remember is the Two of Pentacles is thrifty, right? It knows how to budget. It's about weighing things up. Do I actually need that? No, probably not. Then it's superfluous. It's a waste of money. This month you could see yourself, and very interestingly, you could see yourself looking at your bills, asking you. We're in Virgo season. This is the perfect time to do that, right? And Virgo, as an Aquarius, especially if you're an ascendant Aquarius, is your eighth house, I believe. Is that right? So. Yeah, sorry, I had a complete mind blank there. You see, I was trying to work it out on the zodiac wheel. When you're watching this video, you're gonna be like, "Is he all right? Is he frozen? Error, error, error." Sorry, my machinery's not working too well today. All jokes aside, yeah, right. This is your eighth house, so this is all to do with your. It's where you find debts. It's where you find taxes. It's where you find inheritance. All kinds of monetary and financial stuff. There's a stellium going on in Virgo, but this is about the detail. It's about looking at things. So this month is a month for you to budget. It's a month for you to look at things and say, right, okay, I've got a Sky package and I'm paying £100 for that. Do I need all of it? Do I actually watch all of it? No, I don't. Right, so I can reduce it, and that's probably going to take my bill down by £30 a month, right? So it's not a massive thing. It's not like a huge upswing in finances, but these little things all add up. Imagine if you went through all of your household bills for the month and you could shave off $30, $40, pounds, yen, whatever it is that your currency is when you're watching this. Imagine what that looks like once you culminate. So at the end of it, say you have like a minimum of 8-9 bills each month. If you shave between 30 and 50 pounds off of each one of those, suddenly you're saving quite a lot of money each month. So do you see what I mean? It's about an accumulative effect. But the Two of Pentacles sees you getting really savvy about finances this month, being more thrifty, being smarter, juggling finances, but juggling them really well, doing it in a really good, satisfactory way. And the fact that you've got the Two of Pentacles right next to the Six of Wands, that means this month you will have a success in your finances in some way, shape or form. The other thing is, in terms of your physical health looks good, the vitality looks good, but what you will probably notice is this is in response to you paying attention to what you should and shouldn't eat. This feels very much about food to me, which is really interesting, because I woke up this morning and I was like, right, okay, we need to sort some ideas about what we're going to eat and what we're not going to eat. So yeah, very, very intriguing. All right, so let's have a look at our communications with the world at large. And this month we get the Six of Cups, right? This is beautiful. So the first thing that I notice here is in our actions and interactions with the world and in our communications, we have a 6. 6 is all to do with responsibility. It's all to do with taking care of your family unit. Interestingly enough, it's all to do with, it's about growth as well. It's also about abundance, but it's about sustainable growth and sustainable abundance. 6 is a very smart number in that respect, because it wants the expansion and the growth, but it's not willing to put anything in the immediate at risk to get it. It's not risk-taking energy. It's slow, steady growth energy, which is a really good, that's a good energy to have. So communications take on a nostalgic sort of outlook this month. It's almost like, because the Six of Cups is about looking back at your past, it's about your childhood. You might find yourself speaking to old friends. You might have old friends resurface. You might be taking a trip down memory lane for some of you, maybe going back to an old group that you used to work out with or have hobbies with, maybe an old running partner, somebody that, obviously somebody that got you fired up, but in a really positive way for both of you. But in terms of communication is easy this month, right? Communication has that softer approach. You might find yourself feeling like you're regressing a bit, like you just, well, if it's not easy and harmonious, I don't want to know. Try not to do that. because that's the Neptunian stuff coming in, right? Neptune is square Jupiter, so it can see you kind of just like, oh well, I just want to be in the fantasy of it all where everything's okay. Well, if the pipes and the taps are spewing water, and the cat's pooing on the floor, and the place is on, I'm not even going to say it. Don't say things in jest. I've already said that this month for another sign, but still. You've got to pay attention to the immediate future. You can't just live in the hypothetical or the lofty state. But your communication is easy this month. It's harmonious. You might find that if you are partnered, you might find you and your partner are looking at ways that you can improve your situation, not just your financial situation, but also your health, right? These are things that are really going to come under scrutiny for you this month. But yes, communication is nice. Communication is easy this month. And then finally, in your relationship sector, let's have a look-see. You've got the Three of Swords, right? So interestingly enough, this is about you letting go of something. It's about making that decision to remove something from your life. So if you're partnered, does this mean you and your partner are going to split up? No. It does mean, though, that something about the ways that you have been up until now, something about your relationship is going to have to evolve. Or you may run into problems where it feels like you need to part ways. And it's not necessarily because anybody's doing anything wrong. I think it's when the communication comes up, what you're asking yourself here is, can we continue as we are? And if the answer is no, then you're going to have to come up with some very grounded, practical, real-world results for that, or solutions for that, right? So for those of you that are single, the Three of Swords is basically saying, especially with the Six of Cups there, for those of you that have been in these on-again, off-again relationships, these situationships, I call them, for those of you that have been going round on that dance with somebody and, you come together and you go apart, you come together and you go apart, this is the month where that ends. And it's because you're making a decision on that front to say, look, you know what? It's been great. It's also been infuriating at times, but this is no good for us. This cycle doesn't work for me. And if there's one thing Aquarius hates, it's cycles of things that never seem to get fixed. It's a real, and I can speak for myself, it's a real bugbear. Like, I really hate that, We all have that one friend that always has the same problem, and you're like, okay, how many times can we talk about this? The thing is, when it comes to relationships, we've all been there. We've all done that whole, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. We've all done it. But there comes a point, especially for Aquarians, where we just say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. This whole back and forth doesn't work for me. So this month you are probably making that finite decision. And for those of you that are in relationships, it looks like you're breaking ties with the past in a big way this month. Six of Cups, the past. Three of Swords, letting go or removing something. So for those of you that are in couples, that are in relationships, married, all the rest of it, this is the month where you are making that decision to change something, to let something go, and to say, like, you know what, we can't continue as we are. There are some things that need to change. First week of the month, we've got the Tree of Life. This card has been very active for the first week of September. So I'm really intrigued to see what's going to shape up. I feel like there's going to be some big major world event. Maybe not, major world event, but I do feel like something big is going to happen on the wider world stage, because this is a very big card. It talks about creation. It talks about the process of literally like the universal energies coming down into the earth space energy and becoming real, and vice versa. The fact that you've got the Tree of Life right underneath the Six of Wands, this is about some small win this month. Some small thing that you're celebrating has the potential to be a lot bigger than you're expecting. So celebrate those small wins. Make sure you do that gratitude practice, because you'll see that you'll have a big reason to celebrate in response to it. But this first week, it takes on almost like a spiritual nature, where you're saying to yourself, you know what? I am the right person, right? It is me. I am the right person for the job, for whatever it is. And in that same energy, in that same spirit, you can go on to create something truly spectacular. Second week in your finances, you've got the Hanged Man, right? So take your time with it. Don't just start throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Don't just start saying, right, that's it, I'm not having any more luxuries, I'm not going to buy this, I'm not going to buy that, because it's not sustainable. right? Once you take it, it's the same with a diet. Once you put yourself in that, right, I'm denying myself mode, you've already lost, because your brain, your psyche, whatever you want to call it, will just turn around and say, well, no, that doesn't work for me. And then you'll break it, and then it turns into this cycle of feeling bad and da 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 da. Don't do that. The Hanged Man is basically saying, consider it a lesson in detachment. Take yourself out of the situation. Be objective about your finances, right? Take your emotion out of it, and just really look at them and see what you can do with it. And you'll be very, very surprised about the steps that you make forward. So your third week of the month, you've got the Temperance card right underneath the Six of Cups. This is beautiful. The third week of September looks absolutely beautiful. It looks really harmonious and peaceful and joyous. Interestingly enough, the Hanged Man is Neptune, and Temperance card represents Sagittarius, so therefore Jupiter. So it's interesting because those guys are squaring off at the moment, as we know, and that's what's creating that sort of, being in the dream sort of clouds. But bringing it back down to reality, the Temperance card offers peace, and it also reminds you what it is that you have to bring together, right? And this is the month, actually this is the week of the month where you might find that you're effortlessly able just to do everything that you need to do. It's just easy, it flows, and you're like, right, okay, you know what, I can continue this. It's a momentum. It's almost like you find a groove or find a momentum that you can just move with, easy breezy, and it just becomes chilled, right? Beautiful. What more could you ask for? And then finally, the fourth week of the month, you've got the Strength card. So this is interesting because we're talking about what's in your heart of hearts with the Strength card, what you truly feel aligned with, what you truly want, what you're truly passionate about, what you really desire at the core of who you are. If that has changed, you might find that you're breaking ties with family, with friends, or maybe you're having to have conversations about things because your stance on something has changed, because how you feel about it has changed. For those of you that are single, it looks like you're rediscovering who you are this month, right? And this isn't in response to anybody else or what anybody else might be doing or might want or might need. That's kind of here nor there. This is about you getting to the core of who you are and what it is that you want now and what it is that you really need. And in some way, you're breaking away from an old aspect of yourself and moving towards something new. For those of you that are partnered with the Strength card there, this is about you sharing what's in your heart with your partner. And if it is something difficult, this last week of the month is the best time to approach that, because you're more in a space of forgiving and understanding, and so is your partner. It puts you in that place where you can really talk openly and frankly about things, and nobody feels scolded or hurt, or, these first 2 weeks of the month is probably not the time. You're right. You might feel that stuff there, but you won't get the results. Whereas if you wait and go towards the end of the month, especially this last sort of week of the month, the chances are you will have that that moment where you can just talk, and it's like that heart to heart. Beautiful energy, actually. And then finally, the key to the month, we've got the Two of Cups. This is beautiful because it's all about the connection. The Two of Cups has the potential to become the Ten of Cups, right? But it basically says you've got to start somewhere. You've got to find that harmony within yourself. You've got to find that balance point within yourself. Once you find that there, you then are able to move into a space where everything is easy, where you find that. The Two of Cups is basically saying to you this month, it's just supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be silk, right? It's supposed to be smooth. And if it's not that, you need to ask yourself, through the power of critical thinking, what is it that I am overthinking? What is it that I'm making more difficult than it actually needs to be? So an interesting month, to say the least. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.